First contact deception. The Centaurian warship Eternal Dawn emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system, its crystalline hull refracting starlight in mesmerizing patterns. Supreme Commander Axios stood on the bridge, all four of his eyes fixed on the blue-green planet ahead. Earth, a world that had puzzled Centaurian intelligence for decades. Status report, Axios commanded, his translucent fingers dancing across the neural interface. Primitive satellite networks detected. Commander, his second-in-command, Lyra, responded. Their space stations appear to be using basic solar technology. No quantum signatures detected. No gravitic propulsion systems. They haven't even colonized their moon properly. Axios chittered softly, a sound of satisfaction. The Centaurian Federation had conquered 1,000 worlds, and Earth would be no different. Their standard protocol was simple: approach seemingly primitive civilizations, demonstrate overwhelming technological superiority, and offer them a choice between submission or annihilation. Most chose wisely. Launch the diplomatic probe, Axios ordered. Let's see how they respond to our generous offer of protection. The probe, a sleek vessel designed to inspire awe and fear in equal measure, detached from the Eternal Dawn. As it approached Earth's atmosphere, something unexpected happened. The probe's quantum sensors detected a brief energy fluctuation, so brief that most civilizations would have missed it entirely. Lyra's appendages twitched nervously. Commander, that energy signature. It wasn't consistent with their apparent level of technology. Axios dismissed her concerns with a wave. Probably natural phenomena. These primitives barely understand nuclear fission. The probe continued its descent, broadcasting the standard greeting message in all Earth languages. People of Earth, the Centaurian Federation extends its hand in friendship. Your world has been chosen for membership in our glorious civilization. Prepare to receive our emissaries. The response came not in words, but in action. A shimmering field of energy suddenly enveloped the probe, holding it in perfect stasis. Before Axios could react, his ship's sensors detected quantum fluctuations throughout the entire solar system. The void between planets rippled like disturbed water. Impossible, Axios whispered. A holographic projection materialized on the bridge. A human figure, dressed in what appeared to be casual attire. The only indication of authority was a small insignia. TSG, emblazoned in silver. Greetings, Supreme Commander Axios of the Centaurian Federation. I am Director Sarah Chen of Earth's Technological Stewardship Group. We've been expecting you. Axios's membrane-like skin pulsed with confusion. You knew we were coming. We've known about the Centaurian Federation for centuries, Chen replied with a slight smile. We've watched your expansion, studied your methods, and decided long ago how we would handle this inevitable encounter. The bridge crew watched in stunned silence as their sophisticated scanning systems suddenly went dark. The quantum engines, capable of moving entire fleets across galaxies, fell silent. What you're experiencing, Chen continued, is a localized quantum field suppression. Don't worry. Your life support systems will continue functioning. We're not barbarians, after all. Axios's voice trembled with rage and disbelief. This deception, this primitive facade, was necessary, Chen finished. Earth learned long ago that true power lies not in conquest, but in understanding. We've spent millennia developing technologies that work in harmony with the universe, not in domination of it. Your Federation's approach to expansion lacks elegance. As if to demonstrate her point, the space around the Eternal Dawn shimmered. Through the viewports, Axios watched in horror as massive structures phased into existence, orbital platforms that dwarfed his flagship, their designs unlike anything in the Federation's archives. Your civilization has potential, Commander Axios, but your methods of forced assimilation end here. Earth and the systems under our protection are closed to your Federation. We will provide you with coordinates of regions where your expansion will not conflict with our interests. And if we refuse? Axios challenged, though his hearts weren't in it. Chen's hologram smiled again, but this time there was steel behind it. "Commander, you misunderstand. This isn't a negotiation. Your ships are currently held in a temporal grace field. We could send you back to your home world with no memory of this encounter, or forward in time to witness the eventual evolution of your society beyond its current imperial phase. The choice of how this ends is yours, but the outcome, Earth's independence, is already decided." Axios, Supreme Commander of the Centaurian Federation's Third Expansion Fleet, conqueror of 100 worlds, did something he had never done before. He sat down. "Perhaps," he said carefully, "we should discuss these coordinates you mentioned." "A wise choice," Chen replied. "And Commander, the primitive satellites you detected, they're part of a network that could have disabled your entire fleet before you finished your first scan. Something to consider when you report back to your superiors." As the hologram faded, Axios looked at the seemingly peaceful blue world before him. For the first time in his long career, he felt something new. Relief that he had chosen diplomacy over force. Something told him that humanity's demonstrations were but a fraction of their true capabilities. The age of Centaurian expansion had just met its match, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Quantum Veil. Director Sarah Chen stood in Earth's primary quantum observatory, a vast chamber deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. Holographic displays showed thousands of developing civilizations across the galaxy, each protected by humanity's invisible shield of advanced technology. The Centaurian flagship Eternal Dawn hung motionless in space, a testament to Earth's overwhelming technological superiority. "They're requesting a formal diplomatic meeting," her AI assistant, Araya, announced. "Commander Axios seems particularly interested in understanding our quantum field technology." Chen smiled, watching the rippling quantum fields that kept the Centaurian vessel in perfect stasis. "Arrange the meeting in Orbital Station Omega. Let's show them exactly why conquest is obsolete." Hours later, Axios and a small delegation of Centaurian officials materialized in Orbital Station Omega's reception chamber. Their compound eyes widened at the sight before them. The station wasn't the crude construction of metal and plastics they'd detected from their scans. Instead, they stood in a vast structure that seemed to exist partially outside normal spacetime, its architecture defying their understanding of physics. "Welcome to humanity's true face," Chen greeted them, accompanied by the Earth Defense Council. "This station exists in multiple dimensional planes simultaneously. What you detected from orbit was merely its shadow in conventional space." Axios' translator struggled to maintain composure as he processed the implications. "Your species, you've mastered dimensional engineering. But our scans showed exactly what we wanted them to show." Dr. Marcus Wong, Earth's Chief of Scientific Development, interrupted. "Humanity learned long ago that true advancement lies not in displaying power, but in understanding when to hide it." The delegation moved through the station, each revelation more staggering than the last. They passed chambers where scientists manipulated the fabric of reality itself, observed stellar nurseries through windows that bent spacetime, and witnessed the quantum computation arrays that monitored thousands of developing civilizations. "This is the Quantum Veil Project," Chen explained, gesturing to a massive holographic display showing the galaxy. Countless points of light pulsed with different colors, each representing a civilization under Earth's protection. "For millennia, we've served as silent guardians, ensuring young species can develop without interference from more aggressive civilizations. Like us," Axios stated quietly, his earlier arrogance replaced by understanding. "Like you," Chen confirmed. "But you're not here just to witness our technology, Commander. You're here because humanity has decided it's time for a change in galactic politics." They entered the station's central chamber, where a massive quantum core pulsed with impossible energy. The walls seemed to breathe with living light, and the very air hummed with power. 3,000 years ago," Chen continued, "humanity faced a choice. We had developed technology that could have given us dominion over the galaxy. Instead, we chose a different path. We became guardians, not conquerors. Dr. Wong activated a historical display, showing Earth's own tumultuous past. We nearly destroyed ourselves multiple times before we understood. True power lies in preservation, not destruction. The quantum technologies you see here, they're not weapons. They're tools of protection. Axios watched as the display showed countless instances where humanity had subtly intervened to protect developing civilizations, including several cases where they had redirected Centaurian expansion fleets without the Federation ever knowing. The satellites you detected, Chen explained, are part of the quantum veil network. They don't just monitor space, they maintain a field of quantum interference that prevents advanced civilizations from detecting each other unless we permit it. The galaxy is far more populous than you realize, Commander. We've just been keeping everyone safely separated until they're ready for peaceful contact. The revelation hit Axios like a gravitational wave. The Federation. We thought we were alone except for the primitive worlds we discovered. There are no primitive worlds, Dr. Wong corrected. Only young ones. Your own civilization was protected by us once, though you never knew it. We deflected 3 different invasions before your species achieved spaceflight. The Centaurian delegation exchanged shocked glances. Their historical records did contain unexplained instances where potential threats had mysteriously changed course or vanished. So why reveal yourselves now? Axios asked, his scientific curiosity overtaking his military training. Chen's expression grew serious. Because the galaxy is changing, Commander. Something is coming, something that will require all advanced civilizations to work together. We've detected quantum disturbances from beyond the galactic barrier. The time for hiding behind veils is ending. She gestured to a sealed quantum chamber, where bizarre energy patterns swirled in patterns that made Axios' eyes hurt. 3 months ago, we detected these signals. They don't match any known form of physics, not even our advanced understanding. We believe another galaxy has made contact, and their intentions are unclear. You're not just revealing yourselves. Axios realized, his voice filled with awe. You're recruiting us. The Centaurian Federation has proven itself capable of extraordinary technological advancement, Chen confirmed. Your methods may be aggressive, but your potential is undeniable. We're offering you a choice. Continue your path of conquest against opponents will no longer hide from you, or join us as guardians of this galaxy. The quantum core pulsed brighter, and in its light, Axios saw the future of his civilization reshape itself. The age of conquest was indeed over, but something far more interesting was beginning. Director Chen, he said formally, I believe the Centaurian High Council will be very interested in discussing this partnership. Chen nodded, but her eyes were fixed on the quantum disturbance patterns. For all our advancement, Commander, we may soon face something that makes our technology look as primitive as those satellites you detected. The question is, will we face it as enemies or allies? The future of the galaxy hung in the balance, and in the depths of space, the unknown disturbance continued to grow. The Coalition's gambit. The Centaurian High Council chamber erupted in chaos as Axios' report concluded. The massive crystalline dome, usually a symbol of their civilization's unity and order, now echoed with voices of outrage, fear, and disbelief. Impossible. High Counselor Vex slammed his appendages against the neural interface. You expect us to believe that humans have been manipulating galactic events for millennia, that our great Federation has been dancing to their tune. Axios stood firm, his compound eyes reflecting the holographic evidence he brought back from Earth. The evidence is irrefutable, counselors. I've seen their quantum technologies with my own eyes. The humans aren't just advanced. They're beyond anything we imagined possible. Supreme Strategist Nara, the eldest among them, raised a limb for silence. And now they claim a threat approaches from beyond our galaxy. Convenient timing, wouldn't you say? Perhaps this is merely an elaborate deception to force our submission. Before Axios could respond, every quantum display in the chamber flickered. The air shimmered, and Director Chen materialized in the center of the council chamber, not as a hologram, but through some form of quantum teleportation that bypassed all of the Federation's security measures. "Your skepticism is understandable, counselors," Chen said calmly, as if appearing uninvited in the heart of an alien civilization's government was perfectly normal. But time grows short for debate. The council guards raised their weapons, but found them transformed into harmless crystalline sculptures. Chen hadn't even gestured. "A demonstration, then." She waved her hand, and the chamber's dome became transparent, revealing not the familiar skyline of the Centaurian capital, but a view of something that made every council member fall silent. They saw their galaxy from the outside, as if they'd been instantly transported 1,000,000 light-years away. And there, approaching from the darkness between galaxies, was something. A void that seemed to consume light itself, spreading tendrils of anti-reality toward their spiral arm. "What you're seeing is real-time," Chen explained. "Our quantum observation networks detect this entity moving at speeds that violate our understanding of physics. At its current pace, it will reach the outer rim of our galaxy in approximately 3 months. High Counselor Vex found his voice first. "If you're so advanced, why don't you simply stop it yourselves?" "Because we've tried." For the first time, there was a note of genuine concern in Chen's voice. 3 days ago, we sent our most advanced quantum ships to intercept it. They didn't return. Whatever this entity is, it operates on principles that even we don't understand. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. If something could defeat humanity's technology so easily, we need each other, Chen continued. The Centaurian Federation's unique crystalline technology, combined with our quantum science, might give us a fighting chance. But first, you need to understand what you're really joining. She gestured again, and the chamber filled with images of countless alien civilizations, some familiar to the Centaurians, others completely unknown. The quantum veil doesn't just hide advanced civilizations from each other. It's part of a larger network we call the Guardian Protocol. For thousands of years, we've been preparing for something like this. Every civilization we've protected, every species we guided, they all have unique technological and cultural developments that we believe will be crucial for survival. Axios stepped forward. "The Federation's crystalline tech. You've been guiding its development." Subtly, Chen nodded. "Your natural affinity for crystal-based technology is unique in the galaxy. We've occasionally nudged your research in promising directions, just as we've guided others to develop different specialties. Together, the civilizations of this galaxy represent a technological diversity that might be our only hope." Supreme Strategist Naira's analytical mind was already racing ahead. "The primitive worlds we've encountered, they're not primitive at all, are they? They're specialized, each developing unique approaches to science and technology." Precisely. Chen's approval was evident. Earth chose to advance in quantum mechanics and dimensional engineering. Your people excelled in crystalline computing and energy manipulation. Others have mastered biological technology, psychic sciences, or temporal mechanics. Apart, we're strong. Together, we might stand a chance. Axios finished. The void in the display grew larger, its anti-light tendrils reaching further toward their galaxy. The Council watched in horrified fascination as it consumed a rogue star in its path, leaving nothing behind, not even darkness. High Counselor Vex's opposition crumbled. "What do you propose?" "An alliance," Chen said simply, "not just with Earth, but with all the advanced civilizations we've been keeping separated. It's time to unite the galaxy's knowledge and technology. The Centaurian Federation's role would be crucial. Your crystalline ships could be adapted to channel quantum energies in ways our vessels cannot. And our expansion program," Naira asked shrewdly, "would be redirected toward a greater purpose. There are thousands of civilizations ready to emerge onto the galactic stage. They'll need guidance, protection, and integration into the alliance we're building. Who better to help manage that transition than a civilization that understands both the temptation of conquest and the wisdom of cooperation? The council chamber erupted in discussion, but Axios noticed something in Chen's expression, a flicker of concern that hadn't been there during their first meeting. "There's something else," he said quietly. "Something you haven't told us." Chen met his gaze. "We've detected quantum echoes, remnants of other galaxies that encountered this entity. We're not the first to face this threat, Commander, but we might be the last with a chance to stop it." The council fell silent again as the implications of her words sank in. On the display, the void continued its inexorable approach, a harbinger of either extinction or the greatest unified stand their galaxy had ever seen. The age of secrets was ending. The age of survival was about to begin. Echoes of ancient Earth, deep beneath the surface of Earth's moon, in a facility hidden from both conventional space and quantum detection. Director Chen led Axios through chambers that held secrets older than human civilization itself. The walls were covered in writings and symbols that predated known history, illuminated by a soft light that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere. "What you're about to see," Chen said, her voice unusually solemn, "has been kept hidden from even most of humanity. This is the Legacy Chamber, and it explains why Earth took the path it did." They entered a vast circular room where a massive quantum hologram displayed scenes from Earth's distant past. Axios watched in amazement as the history of humanity unfolded before him. But not the history he had expected. 50,000 years ago, Chen explained, humanity wasn't primitive tool users as most archaeological records suggest. We had already achieved quantum supremacy, mastered dimensional engineering, and spread throughout the solar system. The hologram showed magnificent cities that defied physics, vessels that sailed through space-time as easily as ships through water, and technologies that made even Earth's current achievements seem modest. "Then why?" Axios began. "Why did we regress?" "Because we saw what was coming." Chen gestured, and the hologram shifted to show a familiar sight, the same void entity now approaching their galaxy. "Our ancestors encountered it first when it consumed the Andromeda galaxy. They realized that conventional advancement, the path of endless expansion and technological growth, would lead to certain extinction. The images showed Earth's ancient civilization making a decisive choice. They deliberately dismantled their advanced technology, buried their knowledge deep within the moon, and restarted human civilization from scratch. They left us a message," Chen said, touching a crystalline panel. A recording activated, showing a human woman in attire that somehow seemed both ancient and futuristic. "To our descendants," the recording began, "we leave you this burden and this gift. The entity that consumes galaxies cannot be fought with technology alone. Each time a civilization reaches a certain level of technological advancement, it attracts the entity's attention. We discovered this too late, but we found a way to give all life in our galaxy a chance." Axios watched, transfixed, as the ancient human explained their plan. They would guide humanity's redevelopment along a different path, one that emphasized understanding over dominance, protection over conquest. The quantum technologies they preserved weren't weapons, but tools of preservation and harmony. "Your ancestors sacrificed their civilization," Axios said in awe, "to prepare for this moment." "Yes," Chen confirmed. "They left quantum seeds throughout the galaxy, subtle influences that would guide different species to develop unique approaches to science and technology. The Centaurians' crystalline technology wasn't just chance evolution. It was part of the plan." The hologram showed more, how Earth's hidden guardians had spent millennia quietly guiding countless civilizations, ensuring each developed specialized knowledge and capabilities that would be needed for the coming crisis. "The entity destroys civilizations that follow predictable paths of technological advancement," Chen explained. "But we believe a combination of different approaches, quantum science, crystalline technology, biological engineering, psychic mastery, might create something it's never encountered before." They moved to another chamber where representatives from dozens of previously hidden advanced civilizations were gathering. Some were energy beings, others existed partially in other dimensions, and still others defied conventional description entirely. "Welcome to the first meeting of the Galactic Defense Council," Chen announced. "Each of you represents a unique path of development, guided by Earth's guardians over millennia. Apart, we are strong. Together, we might be strong enough." Axios watched as the various representatives began sharing their technological and scientific knowledge. The Centaurian crystalline technology, it turned out, could be combined with quantum fields to create shields that existed outside normal spacetime. Biological technology from the Verdant Collective could adapt ships to survive in impossible conditions. The psychic mastery of the ethereal confluence might allow them to understand the entity's true nature. "There's something you haven't told them," Axios said quietly to Chen, his compound eyes detecting subtle variations in her quantum aura. Chen nodded grimly. "The entity isn't just consuming galaxies. It's learning. Each civilization it destroys adds to its understanding. The versions of itself that our ancestors encountered were simpler, more predictable. Now," she showed him quantum readings that made his hearts freeze. The void wasn't just approaching. It was changing course to intercept specific targets. It was hunting. "How long?" he asked. "Less than we thought. The entity's speed is increasing. We have weeks, not months." Chen's expression hardened. "Which is why we're implementing the final part of our ancestors' plan, something they built into the quantum fabric of Earth itself." She led him to a sealed chamber where a device unlike anything he had ever seen pulsed with impossible energy. It wasn't technology as he understood it. It was as if reality itself had been engineered into a machine. "This is the legacy key," Chen said. "When activated, it will unlock all the quantum potential our ancestors stored within Earth's core. Every piece of technology they buried, every secret they preserved, all of it will be accessible instantly to every member of our alliance." The power surge, Axios realized. It would certainly attract the entity's attention. "Yes." Chen's voice was steel. "We're not just preparing for defense, Commander. We're setting a trap. The entity hunts advanced civilizations. Fine. We'll show it one unlike anything it's ever encountered. Not a single species technology, but the combined advancement of an entire galaxy." Around them, the representatives of countless civilizations continued their preparations, each bringing unique insights and capabilities to the Alliance. The trap was being set, the pieces falling into place, and somewhere in the void between galaxies, something ancient and hungry changed course, drawn to the scent of power it had never encountered before. The New Dawn Protocol. The combined fleet of the Galactic Alliance hung in formation around Earth, a testament to the unprecedented cooperation between civilizations that had, until recently, never known of each other's true nature. Centaurian crystalline ships pulsed with quantum energy, their structures enhanced by bioorganic components from the Verdant Collective. Ethereal vessels phase-shifted between dimensions, while Earth's quantum ships maintained the complex network of space-time fields that held their trap in place. In Earth's Lunar Command Center, Director Chen and Commander Axios monitored the void entity's approach. The massive quantum displays showed it accelerating toward their position, drawn by the energy signature of the legacy key's activation sequence. "All civilizations report ready," Axios announced, his crystalline neural interface connecting him to the Centaurian fleet. "The quantum crystal matrix is stable. The ethereals have established psychic links across all command ships." Chen nodded, her eyes fixed on the writhing darkness approaching their galaxy. "Begin the New Dawn Protocol. Activate the legacy key." Deep within Earth's core, ancient machinery stirred to life. The quantum potential stored by humanity's ancestors surged through the planet's crystalline networks, channeled through technologies that had waited 50,000 years for this moment. Energy cascaded through the combined fleet, each ship's unique systems harmonizing with the others in ways that defied conventional physics. Entity has increased speed, one of the ethereal commanders reported telepathically. It's eager. It senses the power. Let it come, Chen said grimly. All ships, maintain position. Remember your training. What it's sensing isn't just power. It's a new kind of power. The combined potential of an entire galaxy's diverse development. The void entity reached the outer edges of their trap. Its tendrils of anti-reality probed the quantum fields, testing, analyzing. For the first time in its ancient existence, it hesitated. Now, Chen commanded. The legacy key's energy surged to full power. Every ship in the fleet became a nexus of impossible technology. Centaurian crystals channeled quantum forces through bioorganic matrices. Ethereal psychics projected their combined consciousness into the void's very essence. Earth's quantum ships bent reality itself, creating a pocket universe around the entity. But the void fought back. Tendrils of pure entropy lashed out, attempting to consume ships and crews. Where they struck quantum shields, reality itself screamed in protest. It's stronger than we anticipated. Axios reported, his voice tense. The crystal matrices are starting to fracture. Chen's hands flew over the quantum controls. This was never about destroying it. Ethereal command status. The chief psychic's voice echoed in their minds. We're making contact. The entity, it's not just consuming. It's searching. All this time, it's been searching. Understanding flooded through the psychic network. The void entity wasn't a simple force of destruction. It was ancient beyond comprehension, lonely beyond measure. It consumed advanced civilizations not out of malice, but in an eternal quest to find others like itself, accidentally destroying them in the process. Change of plans, Chen announced. All ships, reconfigure your energy matrices. Don't fight it. Show it. The combined fleet shifted its approach. Instead of attacking, they created a symphony of technology and consciousness. Quantum fields resonated with crystalline harmonics. Biological systems pulsed in rhythm with psychic emanations. They weren't fighting the void. They were communicating with it. The entity paused. For the first time in billions of years, it encountered something it couldn't simply consume. The diversity of approaches, the harmony of different technologies, the unified consciousness of multiple species. It was unlike anything in its ancient experience. Through the ethereal network, they felt its curiosity, its loneliness, and finally, its understanding. It's responding, the psychic commander reported with awe. It's changing. The void's tendrils of entropy began to transform. Where they touched the quantum fields, they no longer destroyed. They merged, adapted, learned. The creature that had consumed galaxies was itself being consumed, not by destruction, but by comprehension. Hours passed as the entity communicated with the combined fleet. Through the psychic network, it shared knowledge from countless consumed civilizations. In return, it learned what it had always sought: the power of diversity, of cooperation, of growth without destruction. Finally, the void entity began to withdraw, but not in retreat. Its very nature had been transformed by the encounter. Where once it had been a force of entropy and destruction, it now radiated a new kind of energy, one that created rather than consumed. In the Lunar Command Center, Chen and Axios watched as the entity departed, leaving behind not destruction, but a gift. Knowledge that would advance their combined civilization beyond anything they had imagined possible. Our ancestors, Chen said softly, they didn't just prepare us to fight it. They prepared us to teach it. Axios' crystalline form shimmered with understanding, and in doing so, we've taught ourselves. The Galactic Alliance, it can't end here. No, Chen agreed. This was just the beginning. In the years that followed, the alliance that had formed to face destruction instead became a force for creation. The quantum veils that had kept civilizations apart were transformed into bridges of cooperation. Earth's role evolved from hidden guardian to open teacher, sharing the legacy of their ancestors with all species ready to join the galactic community. The void entity returned periodically, not to consume, but to share discoveries from its travels between galaxies. Each visit brought new knowledge, new understanding, and new possibilities for advancement. And in the great archive beneath Earth's moon, beside the ancient message from humanity's ancestors, a new recording was added. It told the story of how the galaxy's civilizations united not in war, but in harmony. How the combined power of diverse approaches to science and consciousness had transformed an ancient destroyer into an eternal ally. It was the story of how humanity's greatest achievement wasn't the power they had hidden, but the unity they had helped create. The age of separation was over. The age of true civilization had begun.